I'm just thinking today about how many Christians use church as their only way of being associated with the Lord. Church is their God. They worship church, worship the pastors. They have no relationship with Jesus, and you can tell because they have nothing to say to anyone about Jesus. Let me tell you something. About 10 years ago, I was a totally different person. I was a totally different person. I lived for me. I lived to party. I lived to drink. I lived to do whatever I wanted to do that pleased myself. When you meet Jesus, He changes your life. You don't have a desire for this world anymore. You don't have a desire for this world. Some people go and sit in church and that's all they know. They never read the Bible for themselves. They never search the scriptures for themselves. They don't know it. They just go along with tradition. I'll just do what the church says. I'll do what the denomination says. We'll have a relationship. This is not about Baptist, Pentecostal, Methodist. None of these denominations. It's not about that. This is about relationship with Jesus. Do you know Him? Because the scariest thing in the world that you can hear, when you leave this earth, when you leave this body, you're going to see God. You're going to be face to face with Him. And the scariest thing He could say, depart from me, I never knew you. Does He know you? Do you know Him? If you have a friend, you never call them, you never text them, you never write them, you never send them an email, you never go to their house, and you get evicted from your house, and you knock on their door and say, can I come live with you? They're going to say, I don't know you. Who are you? I'm not closely associated with you at all. That's how people think. They think they can just go to church and go through the motions of religion. It's not a relationship. It's a religion. It's something we do. It's just something that you do. You just go to church. You don't live for God. You live for yourself. Because if you knew the living Christ, you would have something to say to somebody who is sinning, who's somebody you would care about souls. You would think about people that are not living for God. You would have something to say about how He has made a way for us to be with Him. He died on the cross for us. He has made a way, but we have to choose that way. We have to live in righteousness. We have to live every day, trying a little bit harder every day to live right. No, I have to eat this stuff too. I don't get it right, and I have to work on myself day after day after day. I have to do it myself. But God has given me something to say because He's trying to reach somebody. He's trying to reach out to you and say, hey, you cannot continue living in sin and die and think you're going to come live with me because He's going to say, depart from me, I never knew you. You have to have a relationship with Jesus. Talk to Him. Say, God, I keep sinning. I keep doing this thing, and I want to be free from it, but I don't have the strength in myself. Come to Him. He has all the strength that you need to get out of whatever you're trying to get out of. You cannot do it yourself. I know. Personally, I lived it. A very sinful, horrible lifestyle that I knew better. But I didn't. I was hurt. And I was mad at God. And I said, I'm going to live for me. Just do what I want to do. But God, in His mercy, He pulled me out of that. And so now I feel a responsibility to reach my hand down and say, come follow me. Because I have found a better way to live. He gives you the peace that passes all understanding. And, when we get evicted from this bodysuit, from this flesh, our spirit goes, your soul goes to the other side. If you don't have a relationship with them, it's like being evicted from your house and knocking on somebody's door and saying, can I come live with you? And you never had anything to do with them. You didn't have a relationship with them. That's how it's going to be. Do you know him? Do you read his word? Do you have a desire to live a holy lifestyle? Holiness is not wearing a dress and having long hair. Let me say that. Holiness is saying no to sin and living in a way that others will see that there's something different about you. And when they say, do you want to come do this with us? No thanks. You say no thanks to the sinful things because you're trying to please God. You're not trying to please man. People will not always understand. And they will make fun of you if you've been hanging out with the party crowd and then you try to get out of the party crowd, they will make fun of you. But Jesus said, they hated me, they will hate you. So if you're blending in with worldly people and they all accept you and you're all just having a good old time, you need to examine your heart and your actions. I hope this reaches someone today. Be blessed. In Jesus' name.